putting you on the spot here, but I promise it's nothing too serious. It's just fun.
No, of course, bossy. I
Oh,
want
okay.
that.
I love that.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. Anything in mind?
Yeah, she'll totally get this. The note should say, throw it back.
Oh, okay. I'm sure she will get that. I don't mean to laugh. I just love a good saucy note, and as long as your guest will love it, that's all that matters. Well, I do have that note written down for you, Luke. So now the most important question here is, who'd you like to bring on this free romantic stay?
Oh, her name is Raquel.
You are disgusting.
Hello?
Okay, Luke, it's Angelica. How desperate can you get? And on my birthday?
Hey, Luke, really quick, we gotta legally let you know you're live on the radio. Our show's called The Morning Mess with, obviously, Angelica, who caught you up.
What the hell is even going on right now?
Your little stripper friend found me on Instagram and snitched on your ass, and she told me that you told her that we broke up that night, which wasn't true. And then she told me you slept together, so don't lie, I know everything.
But you
You do realize she probably doesn't even want you. Like, it's her job to make you feel wanted. It's all a act, and you fell for it, you dumb idiot.
Oh, okay, well, it didn't seem that way that night that she came over, okay? It didn't seem like she was acting that.
Kidding me? That's what you're gonna tell me right now? You ruined my birthday, and you're gonna double down? You're not even gonna try to apologize?
Apologize? You already got what you wanted. You set this whole thing up. You caught me. I have nothing to lose anymore. I look like a idiot already on the radio.
You're not empathetic even a little bit. Like, it's me. How can you do something like this to me?
No, okay? You pissed me off that day. That night of your birthday. You were supposed to be having a good time, and instead, you wanted to make a big-ass scene and come at me. I'm not going to deal with that like that.
You left me and our group of friends to go off and go God knows where, get lap dance. I'm not going to apologize or being uncomfortable with that. The fact that you went and slept with her instead of, getting where I was coming from is out of control.
You're going to handle things the way you want to, and I'm going to handle things the way I want, okay?
That doesn't mean you gotta sleep with other
So you
people.
can either move on, or you can be mad at me. I don't
Why
know
are you
what you
giving
want
her
to
an
do.
ultimatum, bro? That's crazy.
Yeah, I think I've had enough of this. Luke, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I just want to make sure so I can hang up on your dumbass. Hold on. Angelica, I couldn't. He couldn't even apologize. He almost blamed you.
Yeah, no, him.
The switch up is crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
get caught.
Some people admit it. They apologize. They ask for forgiveness. They want to do the counseling. Some people will take it to the grave, and that's
Yeah.
wild. And it was your birthday.
Yeah.
He gave you an ultimatum. I don't think I've heard one of those before.
You either deal with me sleeping with other people, or
Yeah, move on. What the hell? You sounded like the worst. I'm sorry you have to deal with that.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to deal with it anymore. I'm done.
yeah, good. Besides that, what did he give you for his birthday? What was the present gift that he gave you?
A necklace.
A necklace. What do you do with that? Do you keep it, give it back, pawn it,
I'm going to return it.
get that money?
Get some money for that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yes. That's my girl.
You're already moving around. I can hear some things in the background there. Go ahead, get to work,
She
queen.
just put it like in a briefcase, taking this, demanding money. All right. Live 1015.
If you or someone you know suffered any injury.
These things are ridiculous. They're wild. And the fact that they are just blaming. So let me just start over with the story because I didn't get recording until it started. It was her birthday. So she chose to have it at a strip club. She chose it. And he went along. At a strip club, what do? You get a lap dance. This is like her getting mad at him. She got mad at him because he got a lap dance. She said, then they were saying she had been drinking. Well, of course, you're drinking and lap dance. That's what a strip club is. So she gets mad at him. They have a fight. And then she leaves the club. He stayed the rest of the night, ends up hooking up with this girl. You kind of hear the rest. She goes to the radio show to catch him up. I'm not sure that I'm mad at where his stance was. If he thought that they broke up, I don't know if they were hooking up in the meantime. There was nothing that she said on the radio that alluded to them still like being together. She just said it wasn't true. But your audience now is backing you. So of course you can say that stuff. What he did is he stood on business. And whether it sounds dirty or not, at least he stood on his own business. He just said, hey, this is what it is. And I didn't get the part where he was saying you can either, it was more like you can either get over this and we can move on, or you can just move on. rather than they kind of made it like, well, you can deal with me sleeping with other people while we're still together. I don't know if that was his whole intent, but these things are wild because a lot of times people call these and they're not telling the whole truth. And her end of this wasn't all that fantastic anyways. I'm not saying cheating is the best option or whatever, but if in the when you're drunk, you may say some things and she may not even remember what she said. He may not remember. We've all been there, or at least I know I've been there. And then your actions are based off of what was said in that moment. And he said, you pissed me off. Now, is that a great reason? No, that shows a lot of loss of logic and emotional control on his part. But again, you're drinking in that instance. So the fact that he kept doing it, okay, he wanted to do it. But he said everything what's he supposed to say? You caught me. He said that. He admitted that. Does she deserve an apology? Maybe. But I don't know how long they've been fighting. I don't know how many times this has happened. This guy just basically just said it is what it is. And I don't know if I'm all that mad at it. This is just a first-time reaction. I've talked about these videos before, or not these videos, but these radio segments before. And it always seems to lean on the side of the woman, even when the woman is wrong. I've heard ones where the woman, the hostess on here, she kept trying to defend the woman for almost the same thing this guy's doing in a different segment. And one of the other guys had to actually remind her, like, whoa, you're defending her even though she's wrong, and you've done this to guys before. So they have a lean. And to, call the guy a dumbass and stuff like that and hang up, it's just like, okay, you're doing it for ratings and you're pandering to a certain audience. That's cool. But you really got to know like the ins and outs. Why aren't they offering therapy for the two? Rather than get them caught up and have them fight for ratings and entertainment, why aren't these radio shows, these shows actually saying, hey, we'd like to offer you counseling? Okay, rather than just hang up on the guy and let that be that. Maybe he can work through this. Maybe they can work through this. Maybe they need to stop drinking. Maybe that's part of the therapy that they need. Maybe finding adult entertainment isn't what they need for themselves. I'm not saying shut down all strip clubs, but maybe that doesn't work for them. But what they did is they immediately took a side and then shamed that guy and then cut him off. And that's that. There you have it. And that's why I don't really rock with these things, because there's no solution to it. They got their ratings and that's what they wanted. And it's a base form of entertainment. I don't know if any of these other, like the talk shows, the Jerry Springers, all these things, from what I understand, they just pull them on, they parade them out there, they make fools out of them basically, and then that's the end of it. I don't know if they've ever reached out to give these people help in the aftermath of whatever they brought them on for, whether it's cheating, addiction, trauma, counseling, any of that stuff, if they even bother to do any of that stuff. So really, I mean, good for this dude, good for Luke, because in the end, if this is what his girlfriend is going to get mad at him for, what she chose, she got her way, she wanted to have the strip club party there. This is like going to Disneyland for your birthday and then getting mad that your spouse went on the teacups when you wanted to go on It's a Small World After All or something. That is what it is. You go to a strip club for that reason, for that entertainment. So I'm going to leave it at that. But what are your thoughts about this? It's really a wild sort of conversation to have, especially first thing in the morning. But I don't know. These things always annoy me because it's like you're just picking one side and you're basically going with it. So was he way, way wrong? Or do we need to know more about their relationship and know more about their consumption of alcohol, her jealousy rate? This could have been a whole lot of other things. And I've seen where this stuff happens and then this is a final straw and that's all we hear about it. Then one person looks completely like the villain. So what are your thoughts on it? I think we need to know more, and I think that there's more to it than this. And do you think that they'll stick together after this? Because, a lot of times he's going to get that phone call after she gets off the radio and they're going to argue about it some more. And then I'm sure he's got some stuff at her place. She's got some stuff at his. Maybe they see each other and, then it happens. Because she's probably not wrong that the stripper, what was her name, Raquel, she may not be all that interested, but she's also a stripper, not a prostitute. So it doesn't mean that she's having to have, intimate relations with him if she's not interested. So maybe she is. Who knows? They're human too. But I'm banking that they probably don't get together, but I'm also banking that there's a lot more to this. This isn't just like an isolated incident and everything was going along great, and then bam, this birthday party happens, and then it all falls apart. I'm banking that there was a lot more happening way before this, and this is where the guy possibly just got fed up, hit his limit, and it happens on both sides of the coin. People get fed up, they don't leave, and they do something like step out on the relationship. But sounds like if they had that fight and there's a potential breakup at that moment, I don't know. I think that there's some responsibility on both sides of this to have handled it better. And certainly getting drunk, one, that's not the move. Two, fighting while you're drunk, not the move. Showing that sort of jealousy. Him just deciding he's going to do that. Like, there's a lot of blame to be on both sides of this. That's my opinion. But again, leave your thoughts, your ace up the sleeve, your advice, comment, experience, because I can give you some experiences. I've definitely been in some nonsensical situations like this and didn't make the best decisions myself. So I hear you, Luke. I hear you, Raquel. And I hear you, whatever the girlfriend's name was. Anyways, I hope this finds everybody in your place, pursuit, or beginnings of total health, mind, body, and soul. Peace, love, unity, solidarity, and as always, bow. Subscriptions and videos, so stick around. This was a live reaction, by the way. Let me know if you like it, and maybe I'll do some more.